My name is Richard Hamelin. I'm a professor of forest pathology at UBC, and I teach courses related to forest health. I also conduct research on forest diseases and insects. But today I speak for myself. I do not represent UBC. I recognize that this is a complex and complicated situation, but I think that the risk mitigation project is the way forward. I'm a user of Stanley Park. I ride my bike there. I walk on the trail about once or twice a week. But I'm a forest health specialist, so I always pay attention to what goes on in the park and with the trees and with their health. So, of course, I witnessed and documented the looper moth outbreak in 2020, 2021, 2022. There's thousands of pictures on my phone of the moth and the caterpillar and the defoliation that they cause. I saw the accumulation of the defoliation from the looper moth and the repeated defoliation year after year for those 3 years, combined with the drought. And I saw the mortality. So even before the city of Vancouver decided on the management plan, I knew that there was going to be problem and that some tree removal was going to be unavoidable. There was just massive number of dead trees in places that were going to be problematic. So, and what happened really was what I call a perfect storm: the looper moth and the drought. We know, but there's a couple of things that no one has mentioned that I want to bring up. First is that there's other biotic agents that are affecting trees, especially hemlock in Stanley Park. One is a parasitic plant called dwarf mistletoe. There's a big infestation of dwarf mistletoe that you don't necessarily notice when the hemlocks have needles, but now you can see them really well. There's these big abnormal growth, these big, we call them witch's brooms, that can be seen on the hemlock. And that, the problem with dwarf mistletoe is that it provides a point of entry for the decay fungi. And so the decay fungi, especially the heart rots, get into the hemlock. And, there seems to be a lot of heart rot on the hemlock in Stanley Park. I have seen them on the trees that have been cut. You can see the heart rot on the stump and on the log. And in a natural forest situation, that would be fine. Hemlocks can live for centuries with the dwarf mistletoe and heart rot. And that's because in the live trees, the heart rot will still have the sapwood to hold them up. But with that perfect storm is that looper moth defoliation, the heart rot, and the dwarf mistletoe, that creates a situation that I think makes these trees dangerous because the trees have no core, basically no bone, because of the heart rot. So they would degrade much faster. They will snap. I've also seen root diseases. I've seen armillaria root disease. I've seen anosis root disease, Paulinus root disease. All of these pathogens and decay combine to make those trees potentially dangerous. I think the decay will be much faster and much more dangerous than if there had not been the looper infestation. So I think it would be dangerous, even irresponsible, to leave these trees near trails or roads or parking areas. As I told you, I am a park user. I hate to see the trees being cut. I hate to hear the chainsaw in the park. I would much rather let nature do its thing, like many have spoken about. If the Stanley Park was 50 kilometers north of Vancouver, we would not be having this conversation, and nature would do its thing. But the reality is that the park is in the city, it's visited by millions of people, and the trees that are affected by the looper, mistletoe, and heart rot, they simply have to be removed. I don't know if the level of the magnitude of the removal is proportional to what needs to be done, but certainly from what I have seen, tree removal is unavoidable.